Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, man, Saturday, don't forget to tap in with my Loot Mogul. You know what I'm saying? At loot.mogul. We gonna be on there, bro. Tap in, man. Make sure you win some money, man. I'm telling you, real money. Like, everybody's taking advantage of it. I don't know why you haven't done it yet. Get on Loot Mogul. I'll put the link to the description in there, man. Shout out to my guy, too, man, Roger Hernandez, man. He out there stationed with my man that I deployed with. My guy, Sergeant Coop. That's one of Sergeant Coop's soldiers. You know what I'm saying? He watched me faithfully. And like I said, as soon as this new merch drop, you going to be one of the first people that get it on me, man. Thank you, man. Salute to the troops, man. You already know how we giving it up, man. If you ever deploy with Sergeant Coop, you're going to be in good hands, man. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my young boy. He going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we got a new coach. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Nick Sirianni. I mean, if I got that wrong, then I'll work on that. Obviously, I'll have a lot of times to say his name the correct way because he's the new coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right. We hired the offensive coordinator of our Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? And it only makes sense. I mean, listen, man, from a number standpoint, if I got to be honest, I'm not really jumping over the moon of how the Colts offense performed. I think early in the season, if you want to think about it, they failed to get T.Y. Hilton involved a lot. But you did have Phillip Rivers, aging arm. You know what I'm saying? Just Phillip Rivers wasn't really on the decline. Phillip Rivers was in that nice sweet spot that veterans like to be in last year, I want to say, man. I mean, obviously not the Phillip Rivers of old, but they was able to get to the playoffs. They didn't have that many more first downs than us. They didn't have, you know, it just don't look like that their offense was that more explosive than ours. Doesn't look like it. And I just don't know what to really think about this, man. What does this mean for the quarterback situation? Nick Sirianni, he had to get, you know, briefed on how the organization runs via Frank Wright. So, you know, I'm pretty sure conversations happened with his head coach in Indy. Like, listen, this is what you can expect. Maybe he gave this guy the keys to fixing this guy, Carson. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he told him what Carson needs to thrive. Maybe he already gave him some jewels, some game. So does this mean that Carson Wentz is for sure going to be in the Philadelphia Eagles uniform next season? Does this mean that Carson Wentz is for sure going to be the starting quarterback at the beginning of the next season? This is a guy who already has inside information on Carson Wentz. He already knows. Listen, they went and got a Carson Wentz guy. I'm telling you, man, bottom line, that's what it looked like. It looked like they went and got a Carson Wentz guy. They went and got the guy that would be the best fit for Carson Wentz. Now, if this guy can call plays to get a non-mobile Phillip Rivers looking how he looked, Phillip Rivers was a master at getting the ball out quick, though, last season. He was a master. And I'm not saying the 39-year-old offensive coordinator, basically the same age as Phillip Rivers, got anything to do with that, and Nick Sirianni. But what I will say is this, man. That's how Sirianni wanted things ran for the most part, and that's what Phillip Rivers delivered. Now, a lot of people are saying Eric Bieniemy got snubbed. I would like to see Eric Bieniemy and with the Texans, since he's not with us for sure. At the same time, man, you know, Frank Wright called a lot of these plays, man. Frank Wright called a lot of these plays. Frank Wright is a play caller, so it doesn't surprise me to hear that Frank Wright called a lot of these plays. So really, man, are we getting an inexperienced play caller as a head coach? Will we still be looking to obtain an offensive coordinator? Will we still be looking to obtain it? And how dare the Philadelphia Eagles we blocked our special teams coach from getting a shot at a job in Detroit. I don't know why we would do that. Why would we stop somebody else's shine when all these other teams are granting us access to their guys and interviewing their guys? You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. So you could shut it down for Eric Bieniemy. You could shut it down for anybody else who was already an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator. You could shut it down, most likely. If you were an offensive coordinator and the Philadelphia Eagles were interviewing you, then I think you're probably going to stay put, because it's rare that you see an offensive coordinator leave from calling plays to go call plays somewhere else. Usually when you get an offensive coordinator, it was a coach that was just fired. Bottom line, it was a head coach that was just fired. But like kind of like what Seattle did. And usually when offensive coordinators are interviewing, it's to be a head coach. Once you go offensive coordinator, it's nowhere else really to go but head coach. So for everybody who's about to jump in these comment sections saying, well, we still can get Eric Bieniemy for offensive coordinator, Tell me how much sense does this make? Bringing in Eric Bieniemy, who's calling plays for a Super Bowl winning team, who probably going to end up in a Super Bowl again, to call plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, who was 4-11-1. You're going to have to damn near triple his salary for him to even make a sacrifice like that. Dude deserves to be a head coach. Now, what is Nick Sirianni going to bring to the table? I think he's going to put a little more emphasis on a run, just a touch more, because they were a passing team still for the most part. I think he's going to call plays to try to scheme guys over. I mean, I don't know, because Frank Wright called a lot of these plays. Frank Wright was to blame, in my opinion, for the Colts losing this playoff game. Frank Wright. So what's the real tape on Nick Sirianni? I don't know. A bit of a mystery man. But, just by knowing where he comes from and knowing who his boss was, his his head coach, just by knowing who his head coach was, I got a feeling that this means that Carson Wentz has a strong, strong chance of staying. And what does this mean for Jalen Hurts? What does this mean for Jalen Hurts? It's still a lot of questions to be answered, man. Because at the end of the day, your new head coach is a guy who has to understand the current controversy at the quarterback situation. And don't think Jalen Hurts not going to be coming to camp trying to win this job. Don't think that's not the case. Because Jalen Hurts showed a lot of bright spots, man. He showed a lot of bright spots. Now, I don't believe in babying Carson Wentz. I don't believe in picking guys who are just going to baby him and pull him along. Is this guy who's 39 years old, not even 10, is he 10 years older than Carson? Around 10 years older than Carson Wentz. Is he going to be able to pull the best out of Carson Wentz? Is he going to be able to command the locker room? Is he? He wasn't a full-time play caller. Eric Bieniemy also, this is a huge knock on him, he also wasn't a full-time play caller. But that don't mean these guys not ready for head coaching opportunities. So I look at this situation with the new hire of the Philadelphia Eagles for the head coach position, Nick Sirianni, and I look at it and I'm very optimistic. It gives a new guy a chance. Maybe he learned from Frank Wright. Maybe he learned from the situation that happened with Doug Peterson. It gives a guy a chance to prove himself. I'm not in the business of sitting around and waiting to get back on track for 3 years, 5 years. This guy got to come in here and be ready to win now. Who takes a job to just know that you're a part of the process? Only Brett Brown do stuff like that. Only Brett take a job like that. We not tanking. And you got to know this head coach. Is this head coach going to be able to tell Howie to chill? Is he going to be able to tell Howie to chill? Because that offensive line was nasty for the Indianapolis Colts. The offensive line was good. A coach like that who would want to repeat success would probably look at drafting an offensive lineman with the 6th pick. Now you got a guy coming from somewhere else who wants to formulate the success he just had. He's a head coach now. He tasted success last year as offensive coordinator. I think they won 11 games. He's going to try to duplicate what he knows. The philosophy changes now. You got a new coach. Doug's philosophy was throw the ball as many times as you can. The Colts' philosophy, from what I can see from the eye test, was protect, and play good defense. That was the Colts' philosophy. The offensive line was stout. Anybody could run from behind that offensive line. Phillip Rivers found success. Took him a couple games to get his feet wet, but he found success behind a good offensive line. I think that this guy is going to put a huge emphasis on developing the offensive line. Mailata, you're going to get Brooks back. Kelsey sounded like he coming back. You know what I'm saying? So, look forward to having a great offensive line this upcoming season. Look forward to having a more disciplined offensive line. Now we got to see the rest of the hires and the rest of the coordinators. But, so far I'm going to give this signing a grade of a C, just because I don't know. You needed to fill the position. It sounds like a favor for Carson Wentz if you want to be real. But let's see where this thing lands, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man.